Okay, now we're going
You're
to.
live. Hey
Hi.
guys.
Hi, guys. I'm live. I'm with Joe, and we're going into the Los Gatos Police Department and Town Hall, and we're looking for public records. And last night on the mainstream news, there was a story about the Los Gatos police digging up a body in downtown. We're going to go there after, but the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go get records related to Officer Silva and police training in Los Gatos, California. And we're going to shoot this live because you all have taught us that that is the best way to see how public officials respond to our requests. They don't know that we're coming, and they're good.
Behind me, letting them know.
I see that. He's texting somebody after he saw us. Thanks for noticing that. Hi there. I'm great. My name is Susan Bassi, and I'm an investigative reporter, and I'm streaming this live on YouTube. We are looking for public records. And the first thing I'm going to do is I need to ask for records related to the police department back to 2010. And I'm asking for the records under Government Code 6253A and B, which requires me to be able to access, inspect, and copy the records I want. So this is not a records request that I want to wait 10 days for. I need to see what records there are, how they're stored, and then decide what I want to make copies of. Certainly. Did you get this? Are you
I
getting
got
this?
that, yeah. Hey guys, so yeah, I got that footage and we can cut and splice later.
Joe is here as backup for me. And this is the police department that hired Officer Silva after, as a San Jose police officer, he was involved in a misconduct issue relating to the beating of a man in the San Jose State Library. And we are asking for records here today. The Los Gatos Police Department was sued in the late 1990s by James McManus on behalf of Janice Neymark. And the suit was for requiring IDs and other barriers to get public records. So here we are 20 years later, and we're going to find out how much more accessible these public records are. And this is Los Gatos, and right now in mainstream media, they are reporting that the Los Gatos police are digging up a body that is under a restaurant. So we're going to go down to the town hall and ask for building permits and information when we finish here at the police department. But right now we're asking for records related to Officer Silva, and we're also going to be asking for records related to a candidate running for city council by the name of Jennifer Branadini. Because Jennifer Branadini was involved in an auto accident where she killed a man who was 66 years old visiting Los Gatos, longtime Los Gatos resident. And we are going to talk about records related to that case because the DA has elected not to prosecute her for killing a man with her vehicle where it is believed that there could be distracted driving and other issues at play. So let's see 20 years later how accessible these police records in Los Gatos are going to be. I gotcha.
I want to shout out to SJVT.
Absolutely. San
Larry.
Joaquin Valley Transparency, to Larry Copwatch,
And my big buddy, Phil, News Now, California.
Phil News Now.
Hope you're doing well, guys. If you're still out there.
That's Buddy Joe Q, you guys.
Hey, Doug.
Doug, no thanks, asked if that was Joe Q, and I said, yep, that's Joe Q.
Always wishing Zoe well wishes. Hope she gets out of jail. Zoe got picked up for wearing a mask and on the public sidewalk. I guess you can't wear a mask in public anymore.
Uh,
With the coronavirus now going on.
I guess you
I
can
guess
wear
you
an
can get
acceptable coronavirus mask, but you can't wear another mask when you're asking for
Cameras
records.
are so dangerous that they're catching people and putting them in jail.
Right. But Officer Silva wasn't dangerous enough that the Los Gatos Police Department could hire him.
Well, when you can delete and edit body-worn cameras, that's one thing.
Delete and edit. Don't forget the Santa Clara Sheriff's Department, in that nurse who was arrested was caught editing their body cams prior to the lawsuit
They
going.
can cut footage out.
They cut it out.
Is this allowed?
Is this allowed?
Absolutely allowed.
It's public,
Public
ma'am.
lobby.
God, so annoying.
Really?
Well, people who don't know
Is
their
it more
rights.
annoying that Officer Silva beat a man to death and then was hired by this department and then beat another man a few
Listen,
months
I
later?
just moved here like a year
Me
ago,
too.
so
I
that
spent $1
was-
million on a property and it got stolen from me. And so we're exposing that. If you don't want to hear it, you probably shouldn't have brought a house here.
Oh, thank you.
We're going to talk about human trafficking. This is about to be an international story.
Great, thank you. Don't have me on film. That's not acceptable.
You're in a public place and you're live on YouTube.
There's no expectation of privacy in public. This is a public lobby.
Great.
It's been cleared by the Supreme Court of the United States of America.
That's true. I'm an investigative reporter.
And we're press. So
It may not be favored, ma'am,
Sorry.
but it's what we have to do.
we have to put these people on the line.
Are you able to fill out one of our record request forms as to specifically what you're looking for?
Yes, certainly. I'm going to fill out a form now.
I'm gonna take some.
This is a request for information, but I want to see the information. Ooh, she got to go in because she didn't like being filmed out here. Okay, and see, this is a police report request. I'm not really asking for police reports. I have all those. I'm asking for the officer assignments from 2010 to 2019, January 1. I'm asking for the training policies. And I'm asking for any public records related to Officer Silva and Jennifer Branadini, Los Gatos Little League,
Hi, can I help you? Did you need help?
Boy Scouts,
I'm trying to see Jackie Rose,
Oh, okay.
and I did have an appointment with her. but
America.
She didn't want to see me, so.
and
I'm
related
here
to a
after you
case
get here. I just finished over with Arm.
involving Jason, Lugrasei. I don't think that's right, but I can text my gal. This is what we're looking for. We're narrowing it down to officer assignments, training policies, public records related to Officer Silva and Jennifer Branadini, who was involved in a traffic accident where a 66-year-old man was killed. His legs were amputated. We're also asking related to Los Gatos Little League and Boy Scouts of America. And we want to see any secondary
I don't know if you want to have a seat.
employment or appointments. Meaning if these people serve on committees, commissions, we're asking for records related to Jason Lugrasei, which is about to be the subject of an international mainstream media story. So typically, they're trying to say that I need to fill out a form. So we're going to narrow the records to this, and we're going to see what we get. So I want to thank all of you. We have 157 people who have chimed in, 63 likes, and next week is Sunshine Week. It's a Public Records Week. We're going to be testing the limits of public records and where those records are being kept, how they are being kept, and this department was sued in the late 1990s for requiring people to give their driver's licenses and identify themselves before giving access to public records. So now we're going to see what these records look like. Yep, come on, people. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you, South Jersey. I'm giving them hell, don't worry. We're going to do it politely. But we are going to do it today. We have good signal. So far, we haven't been blocked. We'll go as long as we can. And we have backup cameras. I've listened to all of you. I'm streaming live. They are currently digging up a body from the 1990s, I believe, that is buried under a storefront in the quaint town of Los Gatos, California. And we're going to go over there and film the police department that is guarding and investigating that site. But first, we're going to ask for records, and we're going to go down to the town hall and ask for building permits and other records related to the construction site, because I've gotten a tip related to the concrete company that was involved in the building of that. And so I have a lot of sources in Los Gatos. They said, Susan, tell Joe to bust out the alto sax. Greetings from Canada, love from the UK. Irritate them with a smile, Susan. I got it all. Thanks to you guys. Thanks for hitting the like. We have 114 likes and 183 people watching right now.
Nice.
I don't think KTVU, CBS, NBC, or anybody else is out there getting public records having 180 people watch. So I want to thank each and every one of you for doing that. And we're going to keep going. This may seem like a long audit, but I want you all to see how hard we have to fight to get public records on police. And we've been asked to fill out this form. I filled it out. We're looking for officer assignments for a 10-year period, the training policies, public records related to Officer Silva and Jennifer Branadini, who is running for city council and was recently involved in a traffic accident where she killed a 66-year-old man with her vehicle. She has not been charged by the district attorney. We're looking for records related to the Los Gatos Little League, Boy Scouts of America, and a man known as Jason Lagresi, who was a Los Gatos resident in 2012. We're looking for secondary employment, and we're looking for appointments to city councils. We're filming a public records request.
Just another minute.
Okay.
So, hey, Susan, how do you feel about starting a grassroots effort of getting some kind of amendment or some kind of bill
I'm going over here to
That's
look at
fine.
this. Yes, amendment or bill.
that we can reverse qualified immunity and also do away with police unions? What kind of efforts would we need to get everybody together
Well,
to do something like that?
what you're
We
dealing-
have a lot of auditors across the country, across the world.
So I want to give a shout out to the lawyer in Florida who is representing a lot of the Florida auditors right now in federal lawsuits. And in fact, I was emailing with him today. He is really legitimately a badass. And the problem that we have with immunity for police officers is it doesn't just apply to police. It applies to litigation privilege for lawyers, and it applies to judges who have full immunity. It's very difficult to sue a judge. So when these judges are involved in misconduct with police officers, we virtually have no remedy, because in most states, the judicial watchdogs don't do anything, but California is the worst. There has been some progress with judicial watchdogs in Florida, in Colorado, but everywhere else we're just finding there's no accountability and transparency. So the police departments are the front line, and then we have to go to the litigation privilege issue with attorneys, which involves the local bars, the state bar associations, and then we have to go to the judges.
So if we have auditor friends out in Los Angeles County, Southern California, who are in dire need of a civil rights attorney, are there certain attorneys that you could recommend that they would contact? I'm sure there's auditors out there that have information that for their cases, video and what have you, and they're still getting jacked up by the sheriff's departments, the police departments, and nobody, seems like a lot of attorneys don't want to take those cases, even though they're, you know.
You're right. So just so everybody knows, an attorney gets attorney's fees on a public records request. So when police officers deny public records, for instance, when the police department was not giving records in this department, James McManus sued them and another of other departments in Santa Clara County. And when he did, he was awarded attorney's fees. And so what we want to do is we want to start showing lawyers that if they will help us sue for public records to get more transparency with police departments, if we can do that, then there's incentive for attorneys. And they can often make more money in a public records request, which is a very simple writ, no litigation, no jury. It just goes to a judge and it's either denied or granted. They're usually granted and they're usually awarded attorney's fees. So that's a huge incentive because an attorney can make anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 in records requests. So we start there. We start with the records. And then we go to other issues related to federal rights for filming, the public's right to film. And we do have a lawyer working on that, representing auditors in Florida. So that's encouraging. Oh,
Put the damn thing on silent.
I can't because that was actually, I hope I'm still live. Am I still live, everybody? Yep, I'm still live. No. Do you want me to see your belly? Look
Getting
at,
fat.
look at, we got to run Joe around asking for public records.
30 pounds on, man.
We are
Crazy.
still waiting for our records. So the woman who was just calling me is one of my sources in Los Gatos, and she was married to an employee in the DA's office. So hopefully you're watching this and I'm coming up in your feed and you know where I am and why I'm not answering your call. We have had a lot of whistleblowers, wives of police officers, wives of DAs, husbands who are speaking up and saying, hey, this isn't what we want not what we signed up for when we became a police officer. Yes, I am. Thanks, guys, for that vote of confidence, but the very last job I would ever run for is president. I'm not running for public office. I'm running to the public offices to keep them accountable. We've had 231 people watching live on YouTube, 151 thumbs up. I appreciate every single thumbs up. You guys being excited about me trying to get public records. This is one of the most tedious parts of being an investigative journalist. And we get frustrated by public information officers who blow us off, who don't give us all the records. And so I thought you ought to see how hard we work for public records. And you should see the faces of the people denying us access to these records. And you should see how long it takes us to get records. Because as a publisher, I have to pay people to do this. So we appreciate every time you guys are doing a view or a like. There are 230 people across the country and across the world right now watching us fight for public records. We live in a democracy in the United States where we should be entitled to know the business of our government. We pay to get these records made public, and we have a right to see them. We have a right to access them, to inspect them, and to copy whatever we want during normal business hours. We've come in at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and that is a reasonable time to come in. We've waited for lunch hours and everything else, and we still aren't getting our records, so we're going to see how we do. Thanks, New Zealand, for watching from down under. 243 people. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Yes, I hope Justin Pullman is watching. I adore Justin Pullman and what he's doing for public records down in Texas.
Hey, did I tell you I'm going to Texas?
Yeah, Joe Q's going to Texas, by the way. I'm going to hook him up with Justin Pullman. We want him to go in and doing some public records audits down there, and Justin could use some backup camera work.
I'd like to go see if you guys.
We have Dubai on. Awesome, you guys. 240 people watching. Southern California. And I know my Los Gatos people are watching because they're texting me. Scott in Florida. Hey, we got a lawyer down in Florida and we're trying to get the auditors down there some help.
You got anybody in California?
We've had several. And we've got Toronto, Australia, South Carolina, Ireland. I've got a lot of stories out of Ireland. I'm trying to show you if you guys want me to shoot anything else.
I do too, but I was drunk.
I don't want to hear about your drunken squalor in Ireland, Joe. Belgium. Scott in Florida. Is your last name Anderson by any chance? Scotland loves us. San Jose, California. Thank you, San Jose. Thank you, San Diego. Central Florida. New Mexico.
Right on.
NorCal. Only criminals have issues with cameras and transparency. Don't I agree with that? Oh, except for Jeff Rosen. He's prosecuting me now for 3 years as he let a rapist go, but he decided to keep prosecuting my case. We have Glendale, Arizona,
I know
Panama.
why. Hey Jeff, since you're watching, you're just afraid that she's gonna uncover your dirty deeds.
That's
and
right.
You're gonna end up in jail.
Jeff
just
Rosen.
like the rest of the guys you prosecuted.
No, Jeff Rosen isn't going to jail. He's going to prison because he's doing federal crimes. And nobody in the state will touch him, so we're going to get some federal authorities out here. We're not going to, I tell you what, when they arrested the celebrity mom for the cheating scandal, she got to choose which prison she went to. We're going to not let Jeff Rosen choose his prison. I think something really hot, somewhere really hot. Arizona, you guys have some good prisons down there, don't you?
It's hot in
Texas, let's send him to a federal prison in Texas. Hey, I need everybody to give me suggestions.
Jail?
Oh, let's send Jeff Rosen to a Mexican jail.
The only thing he'll worry about there is when he's gonna have to.
Thanks for the love on Jeff Rosen, the district attorney in Santa Clara, who's gonna rue the day he prosecuted me for filming police.
Just so you know, that's personal opinions. In my opinion, you can't prosecute Jeffrey.
I can't prosecute Jeffrey?
No, Jeffrey can't prosecute me.
Oh, right. You can't be, well, even though you can't be prosecuted for giving your opinion, in Santa Clara County, which is the hub of Silicon Valley, they appear to believe that we should be prosecuting anybody who speaks up and gives their opinion that differs from the status quo opinion. We've got England. Thanks, England. Another UK. Must be that English blood in me and the Irish blood. We've got Ventura. Thanks, Ventura. You guys have your own problems down there.
So I'm going to submit your request. We have up to 10 days to reply.
Okay,
Do you
so-
want to leave any email or any contact?
So you didn't hear what I said at the beginning, which is why I quoted the government code. The records request under C requires the 10 days response. I want to see those records now.
Okay.
And the law under
Do you want to
62,
leave any contact information?
no, because I don't want to leave. I want to see where these records are right now. And the government code under 6253A and B allows me to do that during your normal business hours. So,
She seems annoyed.
what was one? You got a couple of threes.
One was like, three was, they thought it was freaking hilarious.
3 was hilarious. You guys, we're going to do this right. The
We
issue,
can edit all this out, you know that,
no,
guys.
I'm live.
I know, but we can edit out later when we put it up for everybody else to see. At least, I'm
So,
gonna give
wait.
Susan some of my footage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But here, I want to tell you what we're fighting for right now.
Yes.
We just got the response that I get in every agency I go to. Wait 10 days. I don't want to wait 10 days. I'm investigating a human trafficking case out of Santa Clara County. I'm also investigating the Los Gatos Police Department for somebody who is running for public office and who killed a man with her car and has not been prosecuted. This district attorney has prosecuted me for 3 years for filming police, and he has not prosecuted people he finds politically favorable. And I want to see the records, I want to see the press statements, I want to see the training, and I want to see the officer assignments. I have the police records on the other end. My sources have given me those records. I now want to see how officers are assigned, and I want to see how they're trained. And I'm particularly looking at domestic violence, because if police officers are beating their spouses and then coming to work and beating up on other people, that's a matter of public interest. And from what these wives are telling me and husbands are telling me about police officers, we have a right to know what's going on.
Hey, Susan, so go ahead and give us a government code. Let's do a little education right now to those who are watching that 653?
6253.
6253. Go ahead, give us a little rundown on those codes and exactly what they mean.
So
You can.
in California, we have government codes which echo FOIAs and other federal codes and things you find in other states. So you all will need to look up the codes in your individual state. But when we look at these codes, these government codes, we are asking to access records that the public has already paid to make public. The government code is 6253A and B. And that says that any member of the public, you don't have to be media, we all know that, no press pass required, can walk in to any public agency, which includes police departments, and ask for the public records. Now, if these departments have concealed those in computers, in file cabinets, and other things, and they tell me that they need a lawyer to go through them, that means they didn't have the lawyer go through them to determine they were public records in the first place. So what we need to do is we need to know how many public agencies are responding to this the way that they're supposed to. And I will tell you that in Washington State, ready for this one?
Go for it.
As a publisher, this is my favorite. The Seattle Times did a records request to a county municipality. They didn't comply with the records request. And in Washington, if an agency doesn't comply, whoever is requesting gets financial compensation for every day they withhold the records.
Every day.
Every day.
How much?
The Seattle Times made $500,000 from a county agency that withheld records.
That'll pay for a lot of margaritas.
So what we want to start doing is creating an army of you requesting records. We want to see which agencies are denying them. And if you don't have the ability or the wherewithal to show up into a police department with a camera to demand the records, and you get a response that I just got, then we want to know that. And so you can ask us to come. But we're going to challenge this on the written records requests and on the access. We want to know how many agencies are complying with the law that requires members of the public to be able to walk in and get public records.
Perfect.
They're still talking about Furry. Did Furry get arrested again?
Yeah, she got picked up because she was wearing a mask while videotaping from a public sidewalk. And the idiot actually wasn't arrested by the police department. She was, from what I heard from the stream, it was a PPA, private person arrest. The guy that called in the PD wanted her arrested because she was videotaping him. Sorry, there is no expectation of privacy in public. And if you put your hands on a woman, that's called domestic violence, whether you know the person or you don't know the person.
And really, that's what we're looking at right now. We're looking at police officers who have a culture of hands-on, and what they do at work is reflected in what they do at home, how they treat their spouses, their children. And if they're bringing baggage to work, we have a right to know.
So shout out to Furry. I hope you're doing well. I hope Mrs. Potato got you out. Don't get shot. Those security guards, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Somebody got shot in the leg. You know that.
No,
right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, not too long ago, about maybe less than 2 years ago.
Somebody asked, are they getting your records now? Well, they came to the window, they made me write it all down, what I wanted access to, and then they told me I had to wait 10 days. Then they went back there and they closed the door. We've had a few trolls out there. We've had a troll here on this account talking about me getting a life, and this is the life of an investigative reporter, looking for your records. You guys don't see this every day, but before something gets published, and right now Netflix is running a story of Gabriel Fernandez, I believe it is, and it is the most popular series on Netflix, and it's about a child abuse case, and they used public records to be able to get that information. So this police officer was very nice, but she is clearly being told by a supervisor or manager to obstruct or delay my records request. So right now we're documenting this on YouTube. We're going to make this part of a federal lawsuit about what they are doing to delay public access to information about their government and their police officers. And a few blocks away, they are digging up a body from a murder and a homicide. And they're going to investigate that. And if they ever get enough information, they're going to prosecute it.
So remind everybody where that body is being exhumed from, please.
So the body is being exhumed from under a restaurant. And that was on mainstream media, and there's piles of dirt. And we're going to go over there if we ever get access to our records. And if we don't get access to our records, we're going to document how long it took us. And I want you all to see the fees they charge people every day.
So for those of you who are saying get a life,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're on YouTube watching this, and I'm retired. I'm getting a government salary from my retirement. So I already have a life. My house is paid for. Is yours?
Oh, they took my house.
Yeah,
That's
that
okay.
sucks.
That's okay.
So
We're
we
gonna,
do have a life. We have a life of exposing corrupt individuals who work for our cities and our governments. Remember, they work for you, we the people, okay? We the people put them in places of trust. And when you can't trust them, it's time to get them out. The First Amendment is what it is. The Second Amendment was put in place to protect the First Amendment.
somebody said Jackie is the DA of LA. Do you mean Los Angeles, whoever just made that comment? And by the way, we're up to 382 people watching, waiting to see if I'm going to get my records.
Hey, did you hear about the DA?
You see that door back there, you guys? The supervisor's back there. You wonder if they're watching this YouTube channel to
Oh, I bet
see
they are.
if we're going to go away. Yep, field trip. We're on a field trip, public records field trip. And the door is closed. Yes, we will be live when we're digging up the body. So these are going to be short shots today. You guys get to see, Joe met me at about 2 o'clock this afternoon. We're going to go dig up some records, and then we're going to go watch them digging up the body where there's a suspected homicide.
Where is it at? Do you recall?
It's about 2 blocks from here.
Want me to head over while you finish this?
No, I need backup. He's trying to get out of it for more
I
exciting.
want to go see some dirt digging.
We're gonna go see some dirt digging. They
Can you dig it?
stand over it at night. So taxpayers are paying for police officers to stand guard over the investigation site as they disrupt businesses and dig up this body. And how do we think they found there was a body under a storefront in Los Gatos?
I wonder.
Oh, that's a good point. Hey, Joe, could you look up the number? They said get the number so people can start calling in saying
The
give
Los
her her
Gatos?
records. Yeah, look up the Los Gatos police number. Could someone do that? Because I'm live. So Joe's going to look up the number, and we're gonna have you guys start calling. We have 402 people now watching us try to get our public records.
Okay, thank you.
And there's a new Los Gatos resident who was unhappy with our filming for public records. She was very angry and
They're
hostile.
afraid of cameras. Like they're gonna bite like a mosquito.
The number should be on the door. Oh, good
I
point.
think they call them
Wait,
snowflakes.
they said the number should be on the door.
You think?
Snowflakes. Oh, yeah. Hey, lady, you're a snowflake.
Don't be nice. Don't be rude.
No number on the door, you guys. Here. If the front door of the police is locked, there's no number. No number. No number. We got Oregon. Everyone's going to call the office. Oh, here. Okay, parking tickets. There's a number. 408-354-6853. In Los Gatos, if you live in certain areas, you have to get a parking permit. So that's a number for the Los Gatos Police Department. Property release is 408-827-3214. Hey, let's hear those phones start ringing. Here's another one. If you're in the headquarters lobby, dial 408-354-8600. You can call that number. Everybody start dialing in to make sure we get our public
No,
records.
don't call. Don't call the number that was just given to you. Don't call. That's what, we're not telling them to call.
We
Don't
want access to our records.
call. That's for my buddy Josh. Accountability for all. He's like, oh, don't call. Don't call.
Because we'll get in trouble.
People call.
Yeah, you guys don't call the number. We'll get in trouble.
No, he won't.
Oh, somebody just posted the number. Who just posted that number?
Ringing.
Oh, phones are ringing. We hear them, you guys. Is that the number in there ringing?
Probably. If she looks up, it is.
We want our records.
Phones are ringing.
We hear the phones ringing, you guys. Door is still closed.
Don't call. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get them what they want so they can leave and the phones will stop.
All I want to do is see my records and we can go. So Los Gatos Police Department, they've got forms. Phones are ringing.
Is she going to the sergeant's office?
Nope, I don't know what she's doing. Nope, oh, she's answering the phone.
There you go.
Don't call, you guys. Don't call this number. Red phone, don't call this number. They said they were working on the records, then they told me I had to wait 10 days. Canada, say phone swarm, I don't know what that means. I'm ringing from Northern Ireland. There's the number, 408-354-8600. We can't seem to get our records. Somebody said they just tried calling and they got a busy signal. We must have only 2 lines. Must be like the county's child abuse hotline. Susan is don't call code word for call. I'm confused, somebody said. I'm confused too. You guys, you're all teaching me how to do this.
Hey guys, Susan doesn't get this yet, so it's all good.
Susan's a new YouTuber, you guys. You guys are having to teach me. They're probably calling the police on you now and keep stalling and they will get there. That's okay. I have a really good public defender and she's really good. And I came in here on a Tuesday knowing that I could go to jail and get arrested. And if they hold me on a no bail for filming in a police lobby, I would like to see what that charge is going to be. I'm asking for my records. I've been polite. I've controlled my cameraman when he got out of over his skis. We want our records. The people that are on YouTube talking are saying, I missed that one. Don't call this hotline to ask for my public records. Somebody says, Susan, you always say don't call. We all know to call. Transfer to attendant not available to many callers. Love it. One number, they just let it ring, and another is busy. The number is 408-354-5257.
But don't call.
But don't call.
Hey, so if anybody out there can pull up the police radio code, their frequency, radio frequency.
Public records request radio frequency.
No, they have their dispatch frequency. It's public record. They should be out there. Somebody with a scanner. If you guys are out there listening.
You hear what Joe's saying?
Yeah, grab that frequency on your scanner and listen to Los Gatos.
Somebody's calling from Indiana.
Let us know what they're saying. You could be our backup out there.
I will not call tomorrow or the day after, somebody said. Okay, so the person not calling tomorrow or the day after, that's the number you're not calling, right?
Yes. Hey, Doug, no thanks. If you're out there, just so you know, my leg's feeling better. I had surgery on my knee, guys.
We have 460 people watching right now. You guys, you're the best. 279 people, thumbs up, watching the closed door of the records request.
Isn't that crazy?
And this guy says, wow, since I got a government phone, I'm surprised no one's answering. So we have government workers calling, making sure I'm getting my public records, and they're not. Still.
Okay, guys, don't call the mayor and do not call the city manager.
Oh yeah, don't call the mayor of Los Gatos and don't call the city manager of Los Gatos to help me get my records. Records, area code 408-354-5257. Don't call that number. 454 people are watching. And only 311 likes. To that commenter, I say that's because there are a lot of government people watching my YouTube channel because they don't know how to investigate things, so they have me do it. And then they follow. In fact, the district attorney's chief investigator watches all my YouTube and social media
You can
accounts.
go by. We don't get you on camera.
Oh,
We pull
my records. Are my records coming?
No, we're not related.
Not related. Everyone seems to get to go in that room but me. Won't call the mayor, I promise. Maybe we can get them out front. I don't think so. Everybody gets to go in. I don't know what they get to see in there because it's all blocked off. Oh, they're talking right there. He got to go in. Think he gets to see the records? City manager, anybody have the city manager phone number? It's actually a town. It's Los Gatos Town. Yeah, court actions don't work out really well around here because the judges around here have been fixing traffic court tickets for the Los Gatos police for a long time.
So explain a little bit about the transparency bill that Congresswoman Skinner wrote.
Yeah, Congresswoman Skinner. She's from
Berkeley.
Berkeley, and she passed a law that said we get to get public records. And those are the 10-day requests. They don't typically have them available, although they should be. We should be able to walk in and look at them anytime there's a police officer incident. And so Nancy Skinner passed SB 1421, and as soon as that passed, it was revealed how much misconduct there was. And I'm going to do a video in the coming days about the misconduct is only revealed in records if they report the misconduct. And so we're going to talk about all the tricks, including domestic violence that is not reported through the courts and the games that they play to keep records away from us so that we don't know the background and the history of police officers who are serving our communities.
How about policing for profit? Are we seeing that in California?
Secondary employment.
Yes.
Yes, we see a lot of secondary employment. And, you know, I mean, around here, we need to look at the fact, I will say that I was a little startled to see when we went up to Alameda and we did that request for records, the sheriff of Alameda contacted me immediately. He emailed me, he put a PIO on my request, and even though we went there at 2 in the afternoon, I had the records that I was looking for by the end of that day.
And that was from the Alameda County
That was
Sheriff?
from Alameda Sheriff, and he does make $583 or something $1,000 a year, which is a lot of money. But you were with me, the public information officer was snarky, he wasn't giving me my records. And so it's really exciting when we have somebody doing their job, but do we have to pay someone $583,000 a year to do their job? So that was disturbing. And so tonight, you guys know I'm going to go to Transparent California. Laurel Pravetti, Los Gatos Town Manager, 408-354-6832. Thanks, whoever looked that up. If everybody could call that, and, I mean, don't call that, sorry. Don't call that number and ask for me to get my public records.
What was that number again?
I don't know, it passed through the comments already.
Roll it back.
I can't.
Oh, darn. Somebody roll it back and read it off to us.
Los Gatos Mayor, 408-354-6801. Don't call the Los Gatos Mayor and tell him I want my public records related to the Los Gatos Police Department that hired Officer Silva after he beat the crap out of a man in the San Jose State Library.
Hey, so I got a buddy.
Wait, here it is, Laurel. Oh, it just went away. Whoever just posted that number, just keep posting it and I'll keep reading the number they're not supposed to call.
Hey, so Doug, no thanks, out in Ventura. Dude, I wanted to.
Here's
let
the
you
number,
know-
408-354-6832. 408-354-6832. That's the town manager. 408-35, you guys got that. Keep posting it in there. Remember from that news clip that I posted at the end of the video I posted this morning, 408-354-6832, that the town manager assured all of us that they're engaging in ongoing training with all the police officers. So if they're doing that, why can't we see it? 408-354-6832, that's the town manager. That's what we're not supposed to call. If I'm going to write that down and show it. So hang on, you guys. 408-354-6832. I'm going to have to write it on my headphone box. Wait, it's going to go up on the screen, so hold on. I got to get a pen. I'm going to write it. You guys are going to love this. Want to know what I'm going to write it on? I'm going to write it on the back of my comic book holder because I went to the local comic book store. I just want to show you what's in my briefcase. This is Marvel's first edition of the Daily Bugle, and they're going to start covering an investigative reporting where Spider-Man is going to be the investigative photographer because he got demoted for slander. Okay, I need that number you're not supposed to call again. I'm going to write it on my comic book section, and then I'll just keep playing it. 408-354-6832.
All right, thanks guys, we got the number.
Is the Los Gatos
Mayor?
town manager. And this is the person in charge of training and assuring training for the Los Gatos police officers. This is the number you all are not supposed to call to ask that I get my public records related to training of law enforcement.
I think they should call all of the numbers related to the Los Gatos town.
Oh, no, don't call. Oh, I am interested in what you guys all think about Marvel versus DC, because I always thought that Marvel was a sellout when they sold out to Disney, but when they came out with the Daily Bugle and they're going to do investigative reporting, I think that's pretty exciting. The person, M. Jensen at Los Gatos, California, somebody who just gave me that email, give it to me again because I missed it. 354-6832 is Laurel. She's the town manager. Sorry, my writing's bad. Remember, the cops broke my hand. I need that email address again.
Hey, so if you get a ticket and it's a sign-off ticket, do you know that you can go into...
Hang on. M. Jensen at Los Gatos. I missed it. I don't know the dots. losgatos.ca.gov. That's the email address, mjensen@losgatosca.gov. That is the Marcia Jensen. And I don't know what name that is, but it's a Los Gatos name. That's the phone number you're not supposed to call. They probably have my email blocked. So I just want to say that there's 483 people watching this live right now. Patiently watching. 353 likes. We do love you guys. You guys are awesome. This is super boring. This is waiting and waiting for public records related to the Los Gatos police. This is the police department that hired Officer Silva after they knew he had been involved in an excessive force case. And they said that they followed training and always trained their officers. And after they hired Officer Silva, if you recall, in April of 2019, he beat the crap out of another man in Los Gatos who was having a medical emergency and had a brain tumor. Somebody said, Officer Silva beat me too. I have a video. If you have a video, please email that to me at gilroybassi@gmail.com. I have a losgatosbassi@gmail.com email account too, but I don't use that very often. So gilroybassi@gmail.com gets to me faster. There's 4 dislikes on this. I can't see the dislikes. The people that are disliking it are probably the people we're asking for the records. So don't forget, the town manager is Laurel. Her number is 408-354-6832. M. Jensen at losgatos.ca.gov. Do not call those people and tell them I need my records.
4 people disliked?
4 people disliked.
Sorry, but you're overruled.
And 482 people are now watching. 385 have liked. I didn't call, my phone did it.
That's half of 1%.
The piggies are watching the stream, somebody said.
Oh, like, piggy, like. Hey.
Okay, I'm not calling these police officers piggies. They protect our environment, but I am literally going to make sure we hold them accountable. And if there's a single bad police officer in there, I want access to the records, and I'm going to take a camera and I'm going to follow him in his job, and I'm going to watch.
So the one thing about a bad cop,
Yeah.
and I'm going to tell you right now from experience, a bad cop will never, will continue to be a bad cop. A good cop will never say anything about the bad cop because of the blue code of silence. The blue code of silence is a life thing. If they speak up, because they're afraid, if they speak up, they're going to find a bullet in their head, get shot from behind. Shit will happen to them that we'll never know of.
So
I have family who are in law enforcement. I know the truth. Okay, you guys will never rat each other out, and it's unfortunate. But you know what? If you have integrity, if you live by the code of ethics of the police department, you'll stand up for those rights, for everybody's rights. God damn it, you got people who went to war, people who went to Afghanistan, people who went overseas to fight for our country. Okay, for the red, white, and blue, for everybody's freedom. And you come back here and you turn around and be a jerk.
Okay, I want to tell you about that because There's that new Netflix series, and the prosecutor who is prosecuting the case, which includes 4 CPS workers, which has never happened, is married to a female sheriff deputy. And when he asked for records related to police misconduct, they threatened her. And she said, the way the threat looks is that you may not ever know if you're out on a call and nobody will come. And so I have also interviewed several retired police officers and some whistleblowers who have taken a big risk to come forward. And I've got those recordings. I'm working on changing their voices so that they won't face retaliation. And we're going to start explaining why good police officers don't speak up. But in that LA County child abuse case, there were 3 people that spoke up. A security guard who went up against the system, a teacher who was outraged that the child was not being protected. And those were the critical and most important, but the one that started it all was a nurse. And so my post this morning, on my video this morning, is not an accident. These nurses, these teachers, and the good police officers are reaching us. They want help and they want transparency and accountability. And so if we can do that and we can encourage other people to speak up, we're gonna do that. We have 476 people watching. You guys are very worried about the dislikers. I can't see the dislikers, so it's not bothering me. This is the number that you are not supposed to call, and the email. The town manager is Laurel. Here's our lady that's supposed to be giving us records. She's now back at a computer. The door is open. We have 470 people watching if we're going to get these records. I think that would qualify as a public interest. 468, 416 likes. Los Gatos Police Radio frequency is 482-9125. Edward Strickland, a nurse, was violently arrested in a simple traffic stop. That would worry me. Susan, are you aware of making bar complaints? Not only do I make bar complaints, I've made hundreds of them, I've edited hundreds of them, and I've walked into the bar and pointed out how they violate the law in public meetings. We'll get to the bar later because we're gonna get to litigation privilege. How long are we gonna wait? Well, last time we waited for the Sheriff's Department until 5:20. Today we want to go over and see them digging up the body in an investigation in downtown Los Gatos. 482.91250 WBF like Frank 769 PM. Somebody just did that.
Got it.
Joe said he got that. Marcia Jensen, I'm very concerned that public records request has not been released to Susan Bassi. I had a troll give me a thumbs down just now, sorry. The police chief salary schedule for town council and management effective July 1. Ooh, I missed that. Can you please repost that? I was trying to read it
So
fast.
They're not gonna give Susan Bassi public records?
They're not going to give Susan Bassi
That's-
public records.
Isn't that?
It's yes, it is a lawsuit, and it's going to be part of our lawsuit. $167,698 to $226. I missed it again. Can you post that again, whoever's doing that? I'm not that fast at reading. Audit Press, can you mod me so I can post relevant links? What does mode mean? You guys have to help me.
Moderator.
Oh, I don't know how to do that.
Somebody explain moderator.
Can somebody explain moderator to me? Okay, we're gonna give them about 5 more minutes and then we're going over to where they're digging up the body. Oh, what I do wanna say is right across the hall here is the library. And I'm gonna show you some footage from that later. But when a district attorney was indicted or prosecuted for felony burglary, they gave him community service working in the library where our children go and everything else. That was a little horrifying.
What was he arrested for?
Who cares about cops putting thumbs down? How mad he can't diddle us.
Who was he arrested for? What was he arrested for?
It was Alan Noodleman. He was arrested in, I think, 1988 for felony burglary.
Wow.
The San Jose police came in and arrested him because he was going to prosecute a cop for raping his partner.
Oh, so they retaliated against him.
And they said,
That's a bitch.
yeah, a little police. And that's what's in the Netflix series is the retaliation that the prosecutor is facing for prosecuting 4 CPS workers. M. Jensen at losgatos.ca.gov. I don't think I'm getting my records. I'm going to do an excuse me. Excuse me. We've now waited 1 hour for access to public records. These records should be out, available, and any member of the public should be able to walk in and inspect them, not wait an hour. And if I have to put people on YouTube to get these records, that's really a problem. So we are not getting the records, people. This is Los Gatos, one of the most affluent cities in Silicon Valley.
Don't move here. Move away. Move away. Take your tax dollars to another city.
Click on someone to assist you. Okay, I'll click on someone. Who wanted to be the moderator? Oh yeah, Vice Mayor Barbara Spector. By the way, Barbara Spector just signed up for private judging, and we're going to be talking about that.
Hey, tell us a little bit about private judging.
Let's talk about private judging.
Oh,
Barbara
the
Spector.
information we have for you regarding private judging is phenomenal. They are a freaking group of bandits.
So private judging, a lot of you have been asking, and that's been my personal pet project for the last 5 years, is when an attorney or a retired judge gets appointed by the court to be a judge. They don't have to be trained or qualified to be a judge, and they're given all the authority and all the immunity to be a judge. And you are correct. Vice Mayor Barbara Spector, who is an attorney for Hoag Fenton, and are you ready for this, you guys? Hoag Fenton is the law firm that James Towery comes from. And if you don't recall who James Towery was, one of you came up with the Midnight Judge Cowboy title. He is the judge that ordered a hearing to be held at midnight in my video with the nurse.
And how many people go to a court that's open at midnight?
So yes, I want to thank whoever just commented about Barbara Spector being the vice mayor of Los Gatos. And when we show you what Barbara Spector is doing for her employment as an attorney associated with Hoag Fenton, you will be amazed. She is now, I believe, working for JAMS. And if you recall, I did a video going into JAMS because JAMS is the largest arbiter and private judging agency in the state of California, and they are not posting their cases as required by law. So we're going to go over all that. I want to thank you guys. This is super boring video. The door is now open. I don't know if they've been getting our emails and your phone calls. There's now 4 people in that office deciding if I get access to records.
Fire hazard.
Oh, here we go. Somebody is coming. Hi.
Hello.
Do you know if I'm going to get access to my records?
Not today.
Not today. So you had me wait an hour and nobody ever intended to give me access.
So they're in violation of government code.
Absolutely.
More lawsuit time. More fuel for the fire.
I was not involved in any midnight hearings. That problem did not happen. Actually, I have the order. Judge Towery made a midnight hearing. It did get continued. And want to hear the part about what happened when Judge Towery continued it?
Go for it.
The mom's attorney had a stroke and emailed everybody, including the court, and said that he wouldn't be available. And Judge Towery made the mom, in her 3rd language, appear in court without any evidence and without an attorney, convicted her of domestic violence, and which was based on a police report from 2012 filed by the Los Gatos police. And Judge Towery awarded Constance Carpenter, an attorney, $40,000 in attorney's fees for a woman who had to represent herself and whose due process was violated when Judge Towery took her child. And that is a Los Gatos case, and we're going to bring you that one soon. So we're going to sign off, you guys. We're going to go look for the dead body in Los Gatos, California. I want to thank the 510 people who are watching live, the 460 people who did a thumbs up on this. I want to thank the trolls for coming on and helping us and letting us know we were doing our job. And I want to fully document that we waited exactly 1 hour today to get public records from the Los Gatos Police Department that never came. We'll come back live if it's anything exciting at the body site.